and studying, talking, debating about all of these teams. One of those issues was the quarterback competition in Chicago. So we all have a little warning for you this weekend. And I'm going to start right there with you, D-Hall.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I got a weekend warning for you, and it's not a bad thing. Mitchell Trubisky will look a lot better this season. Look, when I heard this offseason about this quarterback battle, I just assumed that Matt Nagy was going to give this to Nick Foles. But to hear Mitchell Trubisky has rose to the occasion, has been a leader, and this is a dude who didn't get his fifth-year option picked up, so he has a lot to prove. And I think he'll play more like that Pro Bowler he was 2 years ago than that dud last year.
Come on, D-Hall, really? They didn't pick up his fifth-year option. Nick Foles plays better when he comes off the bench, and they want to make the fact that they moved up in the draft to pick up Mitchell Trubisky. They want to make sure that that worked out right. Come on, man. There's no way he's going to be quarterback in Week 11. Come on, man.
Matt Nagy better help him out.
D-Hall is warning all of you. You heard it here first. All right, I got a warning for you guys. You know who loves a season opener? You know who loves going up against their former team? Deshaun Jackson. He loves both of those things, and that's why y'all should be warned, because he's going to go off this weekend. Look, he's healthy at this point, which seems like a huge win. He's had the offseason surgery. It feels like putting a new engine in a Ferrari. And look, when you, maybe it's just because all I can remember of him last year is him just lighting up the Washington football team. And maybe that's because it was the only full game he played last year. But he averages 99 receiving yards per game and 5 touchdowns in 8 games against his former teams. And we saw what he did against Washington. You might be thinking, but oh my God, what about Washington's defensive line? And Lane Johnson is questionable. D-Jack said to get your popcorn ready, and I will do nothing but that. I rest my case. You've been warned.
Colleen, I've got a warning for Rams left tackle Andrew Whitworth. And if you watched Hard Knocks, you remember he said it takes a little longer for those old bones to get warmed up. Get them warmed up early, because they're going to have to go up against Aldon Smith, the Cowboys pass rusher who is back. Now, this guy's 20 pounds heavier than he was when he left the NFL a couple of years ago. We know how good he was back then. He is even better now because he added that weight, added strength, and hasn't lost a step. And he, with his long arms, has been an issue for Tyron Smith in training camp. He's been moving Tyron Smith unlike other people have been able to move Tyron Smith through the course of the left tackle's career. So he's coming for Andrew Whitworth, and this could be an excellent debut for Aldon Smith. A lot of excitement in Dallas for what Smith could bring to this defense.
Hey, Jeezy, when's the last time Aldon Smith played?
I had hair, I think, to go back to
5 years. But he hadn't lost the step, huh? Man, get up out of here with that. All right, okay, it's my turn, huh?
I am warning you.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to do my Colleen thing. She was grabbing stuff out the air when she was talking. My weekend warning right now is the Ravens is going to win 14 games again this season, and they're going to win the playoffs too. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but they definitely going to win 14 games this year. They play a physical brand of football, and Greg Roman, you know, he blew it in the Super Bowl when he was with the Niners and Kaepernick throwing the football near the goal line when he could have just ran it with Frank Gore. And then I think he blew it in the playoffs last year by changing up the game plan, not running as much read option, and trying to be explosive in the passing game. So I'm going to keep doing my Colleen thing, and yes, the Ravens will win 14 more games. Yes, that's
grocery shopping. That's what you're doing.
When did I turn into hand talker? Well, I didn't. Oh my goodness. I'm now all of a sudden on my Garofalo. I'm spilling coffee everywhere with my hands. This is what I do now. We're not in studio. I got a lot of room to work with. I'm exploring the space. All right, what are we doing? We're moving on. Here we go. You know who picked the past 2 MVPs before the season started? We did, and by we, I mean Mike Robb and D-Hall. But we're going to see what's in our crystal balls coming up on the show, and the real Mike Robb report is up next. Ooh, Gregory wants to know, can Derek Carr throw 28 touchdown passes or more this season? Mike Robb, don't answer that now. You got to wait. Y'all got to wait until Welcome back to Good Morning Football Weekend. It is good to be Josh McCown. This week, the Eagles signed McCown to their practice squad. He'll make $12,000 a week and work from home in Texas during the season. So he's basically a coach who's on call to put the pads back on if anyone gets sick or gets hurt. It's great work if you can get it, so good for Josh McCown. That brings us to it's time to shine the protection spotlight by Allstate. So, D. Hall, give us an O-line that really needs to protect their quarterback. I would say every single offensive line, but, you know, if you have one in particular this weekend.
Well, Colleen, I'm going with your Philadelphia Eagles. Just thinking about the injuries they've had. You lose Brandon Brooks. You lose Andre Dillard. You got Jason Peters, who moves from left guard or right guard to left tackle. And he's going against this Washington defensive line that has 5 first-rounders. Let's not forget the 5th-rounder, Matt Ioannidis. He's the Pro Bowler. He's probably the best one out of all of them. You got Deron Payne right there. I mean, Philadelphia has struggled with Washington's front. Most notably, Lane Johnson going against Mr. Consistent Ryan Kerrigan. And so it's going to be interesting to see if Philadelphia can figure it out, because they have to protect Carson Wentz in order for this team to have success.
And D. Hall, there's no guarantee it's going to be Lane Johnson going up against Ryan Kerrigan, because he was limited in practice this week, and we'll see as he gets closer to game time. This is one to really watch. He may not line up on Sunday. If so, now you're down potentially 3 starters on a line that you thought was going to be your strength going up against the other team's strength. This is absolutely one to watch.
And Jeezy, even if Lane Johnson goes, will he be 100%? Do you want to risk it? Do you want to risk a setback there? I mean, the last thing that the Eagles need right now are issues protecting Carson Wentz. So especially against that D-line in Washington that you mentioned there, D. Hall. So that was the Protection Spotlight presented by Allstate.
We got to come out fighting everything we got. It don't matter who over there. It don't matter, because you know what? We fast, physical, and we gonna hit him in the mouth every single play.
Play fake. Wilson's gonna dump it off in the flat to Michael Robinson. Wide open. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Let's go. They don't get nothing else. They don't get nothing else. I'm here all day. Buckle your chin strap. Ooh-wee, I get excited even in my basement. The real Mike Robb report is back all week. I answer your questions on my Twitter and Facebook, and now I'm on live TV to answer your questions on Good Morning Football Weekend. Remember, use the hashtag Real Mike Robb report. Y'all ready? Let's get started. What's the first question? Okay. Can Derek Carr throw 28 TD passes or more this season? I am bullish on Derek Carr this year. I think a 3rd year of understanding this Gruden offense, and then you have a guy that creates space on your offense now in Henry Ruggs. This guy screams down the middle of the field, and when he does that, he can create all the space you need to throw those touchdowns that Derek Carr is going to get. So I'm going to say yes, he will throw more than 28 touchdowns. Next question. What do we got? All right, what's the next question? Okay, what does Kirk Cousins need to do this season to take his game to the next level? Oh, D. Hall, you know Kirk Cousins is your guy, but I'm going to say this. You got a grown man in the backfield in Dalvin Cook who's running to get a new contract. This is all Kirk Cousins got to do. Turn around and hand the football off. Just turn around and hand the football off. You gonna be good, man. Next question. What do we got? What's the next question? Okay. All right. The Panthers' offense should be better, but what about the defense? Have they done enough to fix it? Let me tell you something. They got a young guy that they drafted last year in Brian Burns. I think this guy's going to be up there as one of the sack leaders in the National Football League. Had a great year last year. Then they drafted this kid called Derek Brown out of Auburn. This guy is a playmaker at the 3 technique. Not only does he take on double teams, but he splits double teams, and he actually makes the play. I think this front 7 of the Carolina Panthers are going to do a lot of damage. I think that's it. We ain't got no more questions, Cody. If that's it, we got one more? Okay. Oh, that's it? Oh, I do see one more. Will 31 other teams regret Kansas City drafting Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Yes, they will. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire will be the offensive Rookie of the Year. And I said it as soon as the draft was over. So don't say I'm just riding this curtail from a great Thursday night game. Colleen, back over to you guys. How was it? How was it virtually? Was it okay?
Very good, very good. I have one more question for you. Where'd you get your T-shirt? I love it.
It's that Rich and Rodden up in Los Angeles, man. I got to give him a free plug, So send me some more clothes, Rich and Rodden. Let's go.
I love that. You guys make sure you send all of your questions to @RealMikeRob. We'll do it every Saturday. All right, coming up on the show, Big Ben is back. Will he be the Big Ben of old or just plain old? That feels mean. I mean, it's, football old. So we're looking towards the future in our crystal football. And arguably the top receiver and top tight end in the game on the same field tomorrow. Who has the bigger day? Plus, we're live in Minneapolis where the Packers are in town tomorrow. 2 more hours of Good Morning Football Weekend presented by Allstate coming your way.